Tornadoes are more usually associated with America than East Anglia, but one Essex farmer is counting the cost after a twister tore straight through his farmyard. Beef and sheep farmer Alan Barrow is lucky to be alive after freak weather hit Brook Street Farm near Halstead.
Well, I was in a shed doing a little job in the shed, and I heard this big roar of wind, and I walked outside over near the workshop, and the wind just gushed through, blew me off my feet. I went over backwards, then I saw this roof just lift off this shed, and I just scrambled under the workshop to get out of the way of everything, and that was it really. And then it was just debris everywhere. The noise it made, it was incredible.
Have you ever seen anything like it before?
No, nothing in my life like that. No, never heard of the damage like this. You know, every building I've got, there's 10 buildings with all the sheets damaged on the roofs.
Debris was strewn across the road, forcing motorists to stop. Back on the farm, the clear-up will take months. You were lucky that only a few chickens were lost. And
Because next door to where I'm here, there was cattle in the shed there, fattening bullocks, and there was, there's one just got a little bit of damage on one of its horns. Apart from that, and there was big, concrete purlins fell through the roof, and if they'd have been underneath it, they'd have been dead, no doubt about it. Yeah. Well, that lot you see just lifted off and crashed down through here.
Yeah.
Some went that way, it just went all ways.
How long do you think it's going to take you to tidy it all up?
I should think it'll take me 6 months at least, and then we're not going to afford to do it. The cost of doing it.
Have you put a cost on it?
Not really. No, I sort of said to myself, must be 100,000, but you know what? Nowadays, the cost of repairs, roofing, and things like that, and clearing the mess up afterwards.
And I guess the difficult thing with situations like this is that they're not always covered by insurance.
No, that's it. It's a storm damage, and not all farmers are covered for storm damage, and that's an extra policies. They tell me a lot more money, and I wasn't covered. So it must as well. It lifted that roof and threw it round, and I reckon it just lifted and twisted it round, and it all fell down here. And you can see where it smashed on the side of that shed as well.
Yeah. Mr Barrow, though, is looking on the bright side. At least he is still here to tell the tale. This is Johan Tasker for Farmers Weekly in Essex.